Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. We've got some beautiful things going on today. As you can clearly see, crypto is looking overall green, which is really nice to say. And we're going to be taking a look at the price chart for Bitcoin, for XRP, and we'll be going over some of the latest in crypto news. And let's go ahead and get started. So first up, the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index is now at 22. We are still in extreme fear territory, but we're really close to moving out of extreme fear into fear, and the price of Bitcoin is actually climbing. It's looking pretty good here. We're sitting at $62,600 while I'm recording the video. It's up just 0.16% on the day. We do see, as we zoom in here, that the overall high was up just under $63,000. And as I have mentioned before, we're going to look at some resistance as well at $63,200. This is a key Fibonacci retracement zone. And as you can also see, that high point, that level of resistance from yesterday at $62,900, we're seeing the same thing for today. So definitely need to try and get past that. The volume yesterday was fairly good, but it actually wasn't as good as what we had on Thursday. With it being July 4th, a lot of people are probably going to continue talking about the Clarity Act, and we are going to be talking about that a little bit in this video as well. And a lot of eyes have been on July 4th for that specifically. So we'll talk a little bit on that, and just overall, let's go ahead and zoom out some more on Bitcoin. We've got 3 days of candle closure that are in the green. A nice little long indicator suggesting on July 2nd, and the Bollinger Bands themselves diverging out just a little bit wider. It's not an extreme case. If anything, we're actually starting to see it converge back here on the latest day. So that's kind of interesting, but overall, it's got some pretty good depth between the high and the low of the Bollinger Bands. And we are also currently sitting above that median line. So we are looking really good right now with Bitcoin. I'm a little bit cautious because of 3 days in a row. Some people might look to try and take profits, but with it being July 4th, the optimism, a lot of people are excited. But of course, buy the rumors, sell the news. We'll see how that continues to play out. Now let's go ahead and go on to some of the major news events. And we start off with this. Major county U.S. sheriffs have dropped their opposition to the Clarity Act. And here's a little bit more of a breakdown. This comes from Bull Theory. U.S. law enforcement just stopped blocking the Crypto Clarity Act. 2 major law enforcement developments happened in the last 24 hours. Yesterday, the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives, or NOBLE, became the first major law enforcement organization to publicly endorse the Clarity Act, saying the bill, quote, contains several provisions that would provide law enforcement with meaningful new capabilities while preserving long-standing criminal enforcement authorities. Today, the major county sheriffs of America, representing law enforcement across the country's largest counties, shifted from opposing to neutral on the same bill after direct discussions with the administration about Section 604. Noble specifically addressed concerns from other law enforcement groups, confirming the bill does not alter existing federal criminal authorities investigators rely on, including statutes governing money laundering and unlicensed money transmitting businesses. MCSA still wants state and local law enforcement included in the Treasury study required under the bill, and wants Congress to fund training and technology needed to investigate crypto crime. The Clarity Act now has one remaining major hurdle: Democratic concerns about ethics language tied to Trump's crypto businesses. If that gets resolved, the bill has a clear path to a floor vote before the August recess. Super Trend indicator just flashed a buy signal on XRP for the first time since mid-June. Ripple's license count just hit over 75 across the globe. One MiCA approval alone unlocks 30 countries. Ripple did not wait for regulatory clarity. It went and earned it country by country. Veni, vidi, vici. Vici, sorry. XRP to play a major role in the new monetary order. The old order ran on trust, borders, and middlemen. The new one runs on math. Barter needed trust. Gold needed vaults. Banks needed days. The XRP ledger needs 3 seconds. And from Bird on Twitter, this will make you more bullish. XRP versus Bitcoin is flashing the same MACD crossover signal that triggered the last 2 major XRP expansions, November 24 and July 25. But this time, the crossover is happening from a much lower level than both previous runs, which means usually the deeper the compression and downside exhaustion, the more violent the expansion phase can become once momentum flips bullish again. So yeah, the last two crossovers sent XRP flying high. The analysis shows this one will be even bigger. And from Cointelegraph, millions of Germans will soon be able to buy and sell crypto directly through their local banks, and this is per Bloomberg. There's a crypto exchange called BTCC. If you guys have not heard of this, where have you been? This has been around for 13 years. You get access to over 300 crypto futures, up to 250x leverage. There's no VPN or KYC required to get started. And there's also bonuses. If you use my referral link, you can get a 10% deposit bonus. That's when you make a deposit over $500 of USDT. And you can get extra bonuses all the way up to $10,055. So if you want to look into this more, or if you're ready to get started, you can check out my referral link down in the description below. And up next, Australian Labor MP Sally Situ discloses XRP holdings. Fed will inject $9.95 billion into the market next week. Since ending quantitative tightening last December, the Fed has pumped $191 billion into the economy. And from Ripple's official Twitter account, Ripple is joining Giving Forth at America's 250th new movement to make Independence Day a national day of charitable giving. We're matching donations to Code for Vets up to $10,000. Code funds the most effective organizations helping veterans get back to work, preparing them for the job market, and raising awareness of the value they bring to employers. Give cash, stock, or crypto, XRP and RLUSD accepted, Ripple will match it. And from Crypto Rover, someone just opened a $16 million XRP long. This comes right as Bitfinex whales are aggressively adding to their XRP positions too. Either this is one of the craziest bets in crypto right now, or someone knows something the market doesn't. Another strong week for spot XRP ETFs. US spot Ripple ETFs have seen another week of major inflows, absorbing a positive $17.19 million over the period per SOSO data. The performance holds despite 2 days this week of net outflows for the products. The ETFs have now seen 9 consecutive weeks of net inflows. XRP is now breaking the initial daily resistance, the sound of the steps of the Wave 5. XRP will be moving parabolically. This is coming from Dark Defender. So sitting at that nice line at $1.14. XRP is still holding up really well. Next major zones on their chart looks to be at $1.18, almost $1.19, and then up here a little bit under $1.23. XRP Ledger and Stellar are becoming major players in the stablecoin game. In the past week, the stablecoin market cap on Ripple's XRP Ledger and Stellar Org XLM has surged by a positive 4.53% and 2.91% respectively. Both blockchains are fast approaching a native stablecoin supply of $1 billion, currently around $890 million and $835 million. If either network does hit $1 billion, they would come close to flipping the likes of Plasma, XPL, and AVAX. And from Crypto Goose, XRP longs going parabolic. Yeah, this is absolutely insane. Just look at this massive, massive climb up. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the latest price movement for XRP. We're sitting at $1.16. Just a little bit of a pullback on the day from that all-time high of the day, I should say. We're up on the day at the high was about $1.1675. So we're just a little bit below that, up 2.34% on the day. We have 3 days of candle closures in the green, looking really good. We do have a nice long indicator that flashed yesterday. We are sitting above the median line of the Bollinger Band. We have potential to try and make a run up here to the upper band of the Bollinger Band. But do keep in mind, a lot of eyes are on $1.20. So first it needs to try and pass $1.20, then we're looking at $1.23. Above that, of course, 130, and then very, very important level here is $1.40. I would even say that we need to try and get past $1.29. I know it's just under 130, but this 129 is really important because we did see it get rejected there back on June 15th, and then just essentially cascading on its way down. Found itself a bottom, consolidated there for about a week or so. Then we started to see that nice rise up. And the volume on the day, as we zoom in here, is on track to passing that of yesterday, Friday. Very, very likely to be passing also, of course, what we had on Wednesday and Thursday. Potentially, we could see a nice run up like we did here on Monday for daily volume. But you'll notice that the volume candle, or sorry, the price candle right here is pretty lackluster. It had a start of $1.04 and closed out at about 1 cent higher. Right now, with where we're at, 113, up about 3 cents on the day. So it's looking really good by comparison. And again, you got the Clarity Act, you got eyes what's going on with that over the weekend. Are we going to hear any major updates with that? You're seeing some of those pullbacks going on from enforcement. So things are looking quite optimistic and bullish at the moment. I am a little bit cautious because we already have 3 green candles in a row. But there's been a lot of selling pressure for quite a long time. And people that have shorted, they might end up getting liquidated, could help potentially squeeze this up even further. So we'll see how this plays out. That's what I got for you guys today. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. I'm Crypto Atlas over there. And thank you to my YouTube members. God bless, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.